We came so far from dreams. The path was hard for me. They thought we fall, you see. Well, look at us now, look at us now. We make it hot when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we. Tell me who better than we. We soaring to places you never could reach. When we walk in that spot, don't hear none of you speak. Shh, do you want peace or the peace? A king about to put you to sleep. Listen, my team is elite. You not even qualified to compete. He starving, he barely can eat. I guess that's why he always itching for beef. So I put him on ice and I told him to chill. Close your mouth if you can't pay for the meal. Making statements that you know you don't mean. Nice guy trying to act like he mean. Keep it a buck, keep it a bean. Attitudes will put you dudes in the beam. Izuku, he don't live in reality. Shake back, all become a fatality. Yeah, how you gon' hate when you mirror us? He think he a star, he ain't serious. X him out, we not on the same frequency. If you broke, you ain't hearing us. Work the screw, anime, that's how I feel, period. We winning, that's making them furious. We make it high when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we.
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leo Mookie here, and I'm back with you with another new part of What If Izuku Was the Son of Vergil. This is part 3, and again, I'm not surprised that this is going to be starting to be one of my most popular what ifs this year, especially given that a lot of my old what ifs are starting to lose steam. Especially given hype that Devil May Cry is finally getting a second anime adaptation after all. But that's beside the point. Let's get that of a quick recap. In the last part, Izuku, alongside his mother, Inko, met Nero. And not only that, he also told everything what has happened to not just him, but also Vergil, and also what happened at Redgrave City as well. With the two Midoriyas basically feeling somewhat saddened by the actions of their father/husband, where Inko understands, Izuku, on the other hand, is angered. Angered at the man that believed in him, the man that basically showed him kindness, and also believed in his dream of being a hero, would do such horrible things. But even so, he has to let it be. It's not like he's going to be able to see him again, after all. Not only that, Nero was feeling a little bit uncomfortable now knowing that he has a stepmother, even though he already had a mother that died when he was very young, but still. Not to mention, Nico had a job for Nero and them to take care of a few, demons and out of the outskirts of Masafu, where Izuku tagged along. And let's just say, Izuku 100% regrets driving with Nico now. But even with that, they took care of the demons, which were basically Kappas, which were at least over 100 of them, and took them out without even breaking a sweat, even making it a game, until Izuku basically made an offer for the Kappas to stand down and leave humanity in this forest forever. However, the rest didn't want to, but one did, which soon leads to that of this Kappa swearing vengeance on Izuku and Nero in the future. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Since that day in the forest, Izuku has tagged along with that of Nico and Nero a few times across that of Japan, actually. And of course, Izuku, at least out of 90% of the time, regrets tagging along given Nico's driving after all. Hell, he always wondered, why doesn't Nero drive the van? And found out the hard way when Nico literally came up to that of Izuku's face, right up close to his face, basically told him that nobody touches her baby without her permission, especially Nero of all people. After that, Izuku has now grown at least somewhat of a fear of Nico. Just to make sure to never bring up her van, though. Then she's cool. They mainly take care of low-ranking mob-like demons that have no true power or strength whatsoever, and normally have to resort on attacking that of, well, weakling humans in packs. And let's just say, the money that they gain from these jobs ain't half bad. Some, they just do out of the goodness of their heart because it's just the right thing to do. To Nero, that's what Dante would have done. Speaking of Dante, Izuku wants to know about their uncle, actually. As Vergil did bring up that of Dante at least a few times when he was a kid. Even around that of his mom, too. But he wants to know at least a little bit more about the guy. As Nero explained that Dante is, just like them, a half-demon, just in like Vergil too. Started out as a demon hunter from the moment that they lost their mother, to be honest. Even went by a different name, Tony Redgrave. He found that part out by Nico, given that her grandmother was Nell Goldstein, after all, who was somewhat of a mother figure to Dante, to be honest, during his earlier years. But after that, everything is a little bit foggy there. And from that of, well, Nero's perspective, he's basically a loud, obnoxious, arrogant asshole that means well and looks after others, but at the cost of basically seeming like a literal douchebag from time to time. And let's just say it gave Izuku at least somewhat of a thing that, does everybody hate Dante? As he also remembers a few words that his own father said about Dante, that he admires him, but he also can't stand his ass as well. Words from Vergil, not from Izuku. It basically makes him want to think, is this really how Dante truly acts? And wants to meet him in person at least once to understand. Not to mention, let's bring up the fact about Nero's relationship with Inko, of all people. At first, he was nervous and a little bit uncomfortable knowing that his biological father married and had a kid, where, again, he basically struggled almost all of his young life, losing his mother from illness before being taken in by that of the Order of the Sword, Kyrie and Kratos' parents as well. But even with that, he always did felt like an outsider, to be honest, even though the two were basically the closest thing to family he ever had. But now knowing Inko, he doesn't know how to basically act. With Inko, on the other hand, when Nero's around, she always tries to see if he's doing okay, always wanting to make sure that he's not pushing himself, even though she knows that he's able to take care of himself. Nero always shoves this stuff off, but in reality, he actually appreciates it. He always thought Kyrie was the only one person that always looked after him and always worried about him. And sure, there's Nico in her own way as well. And then there's Dante, after all, but let's not talk about Dante's form of worrying for people. But with Inko, it actually feels somewhat familiar to the short, spiky-haired Sparta. And he can't help but, well, think it's nice. Nice that other people worry about him. Heck, even Izuku from time to time worries about him as well. Hell, there are even a few times when Nico basically comes to that of, well, Aldera to pick up Izuku from school. And let's just say a lot of people from Aldera were confused about that of Izuku being picked up by that of a foreign girl within, and that of a beat-up old van. And let's just say rumors basically spread it, especially for basically the worst for Izuku. You have the girls who had that of over-exaggerated rumors, thinking that Izuku was already taken. And then you have the guys that basically enjoyed these rumors, thinking that, well, Izuku is doing some illicit activity. So yeah, heck, even the teachers thought that Izuku was doing some not safe for work activities, after all. Well, in a way, he is, but not in that way. But for a few times, at least the rumors died down for a little while. But after that, everything just went back to normal. Until 5 months within that of Izuku and Nico staying over Japan. With Nero on the phone with that of Kyrie, trying to at least have conversations with her and spending time with her over the phone, making sure that his time with Izuku isn't half bad, even even speaking over the phone with that of his, well, newborn child after all. Izuku is still a little bit, well, shocked that he's now an uncle, to be honest. And part of him can't help but actually be excited. Until that of the van's phone begins to ring. Within soon, Izuku picks this one up as Nero is basically still on his own cell phone, with Izuku saying, "Devil may cry." As he speaks on the phone, his eyes can't help but widen, saying, "Okay, alright, wait, are you sure?" Within saying, "Okay, I'll check it out. You're wondering how much it cost?" Oh, within soon, covering that of the phone, saying, "Hey, Nero, how much does it cost to take care of a high-ranking demon at a beach?" Within soon, Nero covering his own cell phone, saying, I don't know. How much would basically $500 cost here again? In yen? Then Izuku saying around that of at least 50,220 yen. Then that. Within Izuku nodding, saying 50,220 yen. Within saying, "Okay, we'll put it in there. Don't worry, your request will be fully accepted." Within hang up the phone, saying, "So, we got a job," saying, "Yeah, I figured that." And saying, "And what beach did you mean?" Saying, "Oh, right, Dagobah Beach, actually." Saying, "Dagobah Beach? Yeah, it's a pretty close beach here in Masafu, to be honest." It was a municipal beach. It was basically a public beach that anybody can go to. However, over a few years back, it went from that of a beautiful beach to that of a freaking landfill. Mainly because trash from the ocean began to wash up on the beach. Which soon, not bothering cleaning up the beach, a lot of companies and even that of the city's disposal companies began to basically drop their waste on that of the beach, which soon it led to other people basically just throwing away trash to the beach as well, without even doing it properly, so they can save money. So yeah, it's kind of a dump now. But I have heard rumors that wannabe support inventors have been basically showing up there a few times to find stuff for that of their support gear. Within, soon, hearing that, opening the door in that of a flash, saying, "Did you say support inventors?" Within, Izuku saying, "Jesus Christ, woman!" With Nero basically covering his face with the palm of his hand and huffing. Within saying, "Did you say support inventors go to a dump to basically make their gear?" Saying, "Well, yeah. Most support inventors who want to become support inventors in the future don't even have the money to basically buy the materials that they need. So they have to basically, scavenge for them. Most people go to that of junkyards and that of dumpster heaps to get the parts that they need. Dagobah Beach, on the other hand, is basically where a lot of people who live here in Masafu go. Heck, mainly some people in that of the, southern east part of Tokyo, actually. But that's just the rumors I've heard around that of town and also in that of, my school. So, saying, okay then, I'm guessing taking care of this demon there should make things a little bit more easier. Possibly for support inventors to take care of, saying, either that or there might be another thing going on. Within, soon, Nero saying, well, a job's a job and we'll take care of it. Nico, fire it up. Izuku, you know where Dagobah Beach is, right? Saying, yeah. Then thinking, actually, why don't we just walk there? But then, both 20-year-olds look back at Izuku. But then, Izuku saying, I mean, it's not a far walk. Not to mention, it's even quicker by bus, so maybe we don't need to drive the van? Within, soon, hearing that, Nico saying, oh, how dare you, little Izu. Within, Izuku saying, what? Within, Nero saying, you just woke the sleeping bear. You don't wake the sleeping bear, Izuku. As Nero takes a seat and basically putting on a seatbelt, even holding on to that of the the upper handle on that of the passenger side. Within, Nico saying, I can find Dagobah Beach without you at all. So, just sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. After hearing that enjoy the ride line felt way too personal. But then, as soon as Nico puts the van in drive, and she floors that of the gas pedal, before Izuku could get sent flying back, his eyes and look says it all, saying it was at this moment Izuku knew he effed up, before being flung back to that of the van. With then riding all, and out of a good 15 to 20 minutes, they finally arrive at Dagobah Beach. With then, soon, they arrive at that of the massive, now illegal dump site. Within, Nico saying, now look at this place. This is basically a treasure trove of a junkyard. Within, Nero saying, more like that of an annoying waste dump on lazy ass people. Within, soon, looking back saying, hey, Izuku, you doing okay? Within, Izuku finding his way to that of one of the seats in the van, and out of the van, holding on for dear life as his entire body is shaking, with even his entire body going white, as whiter as his hair, actually. Within, soon, Nero could help but sigh, saying, told you not to poke the bear, and what do? You poke the bear. Getting off the seatbelt before heading to that of his brother, patting him on the shoulder, as the color comes back to his face and body. Within, heading out saying, well, this place sucks. And I mean, really, really sucks. And it smells like hell. But then he's saying, yeah, that's to be expected. Like I said, it's mainly rusted metal, tons of garbage. Add that with the sea air, and it just gets even worse. Within, so Nero saying, so they say that a demon is causing trouble here? Why would they even bother? Within, he's saying they didn't give any details. All they said is that they want to take care of a demon here that's just causing problems around the area. Simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. But if I'm going to be honest, the way that they basically label this job, I think they want to take care of the demon because the demon may have some interior motive being here. Within, Nero saying, now that you mention it, as he has his hands on his red queen, saying, we might be being used as tools for this job. Keep an eye out, saying, yeah, got it. As he prepares that of his twin katanas, Kiba and Soro. Within, they go straighter and straighter into that of the dense garbage dump, as all they can see is basically piles upon piles of garbage. Before then, they could feel something shifting through the air, something staring them down. As then, Nero saying, feel that, Izuku? Yeah, hard not to feel. Looks like we've been being watched this entire damn time. As the two are about to prepare, before then, something basically pops out of the garbage, as they thought that it was basically the demon that they're here to kill. Before then, soon noticing that of not being the demon. Instead, they soon jump out to the point that they basically trip over and land on Izuku. Within, Izuku basically tumbling down to the ground, before Nero pulling out that of his blue rose pistol, with him aiming that of the double barrel revolver at that of the thing that's heading at his brother. Within, him noticing, saying, what the hell? As currently right now, Izuku's on the ground. However, somebody else is on top of him instead, as it's not a demon, but a human girl, and something else over his face. Within, as the girl, getting a better look at the girl, as she has that of quite the athletic and curvaceous figure, with given the things that are pressing across that of Izuku's forehead right now. She also has that of yellow goggles that seem to help her see things better through that of the dark, or also with her eyesight. And not only that, having that of pink dreads as well. With then saying, "Oh, sorry about that. Kinda got stuck in there and basically needed to get out as soon as I could. When I saw you guys coming around, I thought that you guys could help me out. Thanks anyway, especially you breaking my fall." With then, Izuku's entire face going red, saying, "I've had girls throw themselves onto me before, but not to this degree. This is the first time for me." With then, soon, Nero saying, "First timer, I see. Don't worry, Izuku, you get used to stuff like that. Trust me." With then, Izuku saying, "That's not helping, Nero!" With then, pushing the girl off of him, as then saying, "Seriously, what the hell are you?" With then getting another better look at her, as she removes the goggles, with then seeing that of her golden yellow eyes, which almost looks like that of a scope. With then realizing, is that her quirk? Did her quirk basically change her eyes to look like that of a scope cross? That of a sniper scope? With then soon saying, sorry about that. I've been a little bit busy and I got stuck. I found this unique device and wiring that I needed for one of my babies, so I had to." Within, both Sparta brothers saying, "Wait, babies?" Within, she's saying, "Yeah, one of my precious babies, my children that I need to make sure to make, just in case after all. It'd be a waste not to give it everything I have for them. And they need the best quality gear that I can get, especially on my salary." Within, soon, Izuku saying, "Nero, you deal with girls like this?" Saying, "The way she's speaking, the way she's acting, we're dealing with a second Nico here." But then Izuku saying, "Oh god, no. But the way that she's acting, I think she's a less pushy and less of a pain in the ass." But then Izuku mentally, basically just saying to his older brother, saying, "One Nico is bad enough, even if it's more toned down." Are you sure you're only saying that because she had her boobs were in your face? Saying, "Piss off." With Izuku's face getting red. Before then, they could feel something shifting in the air. Within, soon, Nero and Izuku. However, the girl, that of the pink-haired girl on the other hand, didn't even notice, as she's basically about to rummage through that of the garbage. Before then, Izuku grabs her, as she's saying, "Hey, what the heck are you?" Before then, all the brothers jumped off with that of the pink-haired girl, dodging that of a blast of lightning. With then, as the entire area basically lights up with electrical energy. Within, the pink-haired girl could up and say, "Whoa, that's so cool," saying, "Looks like we found the demon." Within, Izuku could feel that of a shudder down his spine, with even Nero feeling it. But unlike that of Izuku, who basically felt like undeniable fear, Nero felt something familiar, saying, "Looks like the client didn't even give us a lot more detail. He just said it was a demon, right, Izuku?" But then Izuku saying, Yeah, he did." Which means, and he never gave out any details on what kind of powers it had, what kind of thing it did, that it just caused trouble. Within, saying, as soon, coming through that of the area, and that of a glowing light, lies that of a maiden. A maiden with that of white robes that look like Anmayaji robes, but not wearing anything else under the robes though. With that of long black hair, and that of eyes, red eyes of killer intent, with pale white blue skin. Within, soon, talismans began to fly out of the robes. Before then, one of the talismans began to circle around her before creating that of a fireball, and the other one also circle around her, creating that of lightning, and then another one creating that of one that looks like that of an ice ball. Within, she's saying, "Another rat scurries in this sacred place, and now as I begin to clean, I must eradicate the rats." Within, setting out of the fireball towards Izuku and Nero, with them dodging out of the way, as Izuku still carries on that of, well, the pink-haired girl. Within, she's saying, hey, what is that villain doing? There's so much good stuff here. Within, he's saying, worry about yourself. Stop worrying about the junk, saying, if I don't worry about that stuff, and that junk you call it, I won't be able to make my baby, saying, what are you calling babies? My support gear, if that makes any sense. Saying, wait, you're a upcoming support inventor? Saying, yeah, I thought that was obvious. But then Izuku saying, probably yeah. Makes a lot of sense now, given her attire, but still saying, look, I understand that you're pissed about this, but that's not a villain. That's even worse. Saying, how is that worse than a villain? Are you saying it's a terrorist or something? But then Izuku saying, way worse than that of a terrorist. Before then, the blast of ice also was about to aim for that of Izuku in the pink net. Before Izuku could react, that's when a powerful shot basically destroyed that of the ice ball before it could hit them. With Izuku now jumping, not being fast enough to react from the attack, with Nero shooting out of one of his charge bullets. Before then, noticing that, the woman bring out more and more talismans out. Within, soon, Izuku saying, damn it, that's no regular demon. Within, in his mental head, that of the devil arm given to him by that of Vergil, Karasu spoke up saying, she is a devil, a high-ranking devil, young master. Within, he's saying, wait, a high-ranking devil? She's no ordinary demon. But then realizing, Karasu, you're speaking to me again. It's been a long time since you done so. I have no reason to speak to you unless it's important, young master. Now it is, because the demon that you're facing against, you are not strong enough to take on. Within, he's saying, wait, seriously? But saying, I understand. You may have taken on a lot of strong demons, but she is a devil, and not just any devil, a devil known as Oracle. An oracle? Yes. Basically, she is a devil that specializes in using magic, mainly magic that ties to that of the elements, especially here in Japan. Within, Izuku saying, that makes sense. The talisman saying, yes, a powerful devil like her normally is tied to that of nature as well. And which means this beach was within Izuku saying, crap, we're dealing with that of a devil territory, aren't we? Within, Nero about to prepare to strike. Before then, Izuku saying, you really think I can't take this on, Karasu? As then, she's saying, I know you can't. You may be strong, but you're not as strong. Allow that of your older brother to handle this. Take the girl back to that of the mechanic wench. Within, Izuku saying, Within, thinking to himself, as he wanted to get stronger to protect everybody, to become the hero that Vergil knows he could become. And if he runs away from this fight, he'll basically be taking multiple steps back from that goal. Within, basically having that of reassured, within soon, Izuku saying, hey, you, pink chick, saying, huh? Oh, yeah? Look, I can tell you that you're not really fazed by all this and you're more annoyed about the junkyard getting destroyed. So I gotta ask you, what's your name? Saying, huh? Oh, May Hotson. Saying, May Hotson. For what's worth, I apologize for what's coming next. Within, soon saying, what do you, within, basically, no longer carry her bridal style, but instead, putting her over that of his right shoulder, almost looking like he's about to throw her, as she's basically utterly confused with blinking multiple times, within saying, Nero! Within, Nero is about to unsheath that of Red Queen, before then, throwing that of May towards Nero, saying, what the? Within, catching that of the girl in the air, while doing that of an air step in the as well, to dodging that of multiple attacks with her as well, with then saying, "What the hell are you doing, Izuku?" Saying, "Nero, please take her back to Nico's van." Saying, "What? I'm going to take care of this myself." Saying, hold up. You cannot be serious." Saying, "Please, let me do this." Saying, "This demon is way too powerful for you. It's definitely a devil." Saying, "I know it is. That's why I need to do this. Please, allow me." But then hearing that of the tone in his younger brother's voice, saying, "All right, I'll get her back to the van. But other than that, I'm coming right back. So you better not get yourself killed, Izuku." Within, jumping away from that of the attacks, within saying, "Hey, you're Izuku, right? The way that you're acting like a hero. Are you gonna be a hero in the future? Tell me, please. I want to have my first client." As our yells get distant and distanter, way close to that of the entrance of the beach. But then Izuku saying, "She's definitely one of those girls that basically takes the chances whenever she can. She can already tell that I was already the hero type when I basically tossed her to Nero. Normally, that would basically make me a psychopath, to make it easy on her. But instead, she saw that I wanted to make sure that she was safe first. And Nero." Good judge of character for somebody who seems like a nutcase, who seems really unaware of her surroundings. Within soon, Izuku dodging out of the way again, but mainly by that of pure instinct from that of a lightning shock that basically lights up the entirety of the junk pile he was on, seeing everything crackle around him. Within soon, Izuku unleashing that of his two demonic katanas. Within, getting that of a battle stance, saying, "Well then, let's go, shall we?" Within, after that, he soon rushes towards her, as then trying his best to basically keep himself focused. Within, multiple other elemental attacks come straight for that of Izuku, as he dodges each and every one of them, even going to that of the trash pile to do so. However, he also sees what happens to each elemental attack that lands. For example, when lightning happens, it basically lights up the entire pathways to that of the junkyard, making it harder for Izuku to basically stay on the ground and have to basically go in one of the piles. The same thing also happens with that of the fire. For some reason, the fire basically instead of the sand turning the glass, the fire basically hovers across the sand, making it harder for Izuku to stay on that of the sand as well. And last but not least, the ice does the same thing as the lightning and fire, making it harder for Izuku to have his footing as well. And not to mention, it's the same way as well on that of the piles of junk too. For example, when hit with that of the lightning spell, when Izuku jumps off it electrifies just like on that of the sand. The same thing also happens with that of fire as well. Instead of burning the slag, it makes it hard. Izuku basically burns Izuku's skin the more he's on it. And same thing goes with the ice one, unable to keep his footing. It's almost like, even though the intent is basically to destroy this place, she's using it to her advantage. With every time that Izuku tries to strike, it makes it harder to do so, especially with those talismans blocking each and every one of Izuku's attacks. He needs to find a perfect opening to strike. With every movement and every attack, he's finding a pattern, finding a way to overcome it. Within, soon, he sees that of one opening, one strike. He needs to make it count. To do so, he switches to that of his first devil arm, the Karasu, as that of the winged shape, chain-like sword is about to extend. Within, Izuku seeing the perfect opportunity, he jumps up into the air as that of the demon tries to send another barrage of elemental attacks. he soon sends that of the wing-like blade towards the demon, stabbing it into the side from the extension. Within, it gasses in pain. Before then, Izuku going straight for it. Before then, switching back to that of his demonic katana's Kibakura, with then preparing that of a powerful slash that cuts right through that of the demon's robes. With then blood begins to spill from that of the demoness, and she couldn't help but have that of a look of pure and utter shock and surprise as she begins to fall down to the ground. Within, she catches herself saying, You are something else. You're no ordinary human. Within, realizing that of the aura around him saying, Now I see. You are a spawn of Sparta, are you not? Within, saying, So, you know of my grandfather as well, saying, I see. So, Sparta, the Dark Knight, legacy still lives, even with his passing. Within, she stands back up before flying back up, as that of her Onmyoji robes cut begins to, recover. However, her skin, on the other hand, still begins to bleed down that of her legs. With then, soon, Izuku continue to prepare and strike back. Within saying, I would love to know more about my grandfather from you, but I want to ask, why? Why are you causing this pain for these humans? I know when demons become devils, they basically either are so arrogant and so and look down on humans so much to the point that they see themselves as nothing but gods. I don't get that from you. You're more of a You're more of a calm wind, somebody that won't hurt humans unless that they piss them off. So why? Is it that of the beach itself, or this beach was that of a sacred ground for humans and demons alike? This beach was my home, but then you humans just had to ruin it with your pollution and greed and slothfulness. So that's why any human that comes by this beach, my home again, I kill them on the spot. Simple as that. Then Izuku saying, now I get it. I heard that there were plans to basically clean up Dagobah Beach, but no matter what people did, they couldn't. And even when people continued trying to leave trash on the beach as well, they never did. They say that the trash dumping stopped, either due to that of hero activity or that of the companies were basically caught in the act by that of heroes or the police as well, and are now seeing the consequences of their actions. And yet the trash is still around. So yet, why haven't you get rid of the trash yet if you hate this? Saying, don't get me wrong, I despise this, but I refuse to touch human garbage. Within saying, I see. Now I get it. Within, Izuku getting ready as he couldn't help but smile, saying, I know how to take you down now. Within, she couldn't help but look confused. Before then, Izuku began to basically blitz through the entirety of the beach, moving so fast to try and make sure to keep her off balance. However, she doesn't seem too fazed by this, sending more and more elemental attacks at that of Izuku. Within, Izuku doing the same thing as before, jumping around on that of the trash piles while also running on the sand as well. At the same time, he's soon finding he's just looks like he's just doing the same thing over again. However, this is just his way of distracting her as he continues using that of his flash style. While moving so fast, he's trying to think while at the same time waiting for the moment. As then, switching back to that of Korosu, with then jumping up into the air, but instead of attacking her, he aims at that of one of the trash piles. As seeing her blind spot, he soon sends that of the wing-like, chain-like sword towards that of the pot to the trash pile. Stuck down, before then, at full force, he soon flings himself into that of the massive trash pile. With it, seeing that of the junk, the rusted metal, and everything else begin to come down, especially over her. Within, she sees this, her eyes can help but be completely and utterly shocked as she creates that of a magic barrier from the talismans to defend herself. But on the face of the Oracle, she couldn't help but have that of a look of pure and utter disgust, sadness, and fear. With then, weathering that of the attack, as then all of the trash finally falls down, she couldn't help but have that of a breath of relief before then, noticing up into that of the night sky, her eyes couldn't help but widen in shock, with Izuku basically up into the air, seeing the perfect opportunity, as he couldn't help but smirk, as he basically rushes down at blinding speeds, almost like that of a green blur, before then having that of his two demonic katanas prepared, and then slicing down on her once more, but this time making it that of a fatal hit, as that of a cross-shaped scar on that of her robes, creating as another gory mess of blood happens. Within, soon, Izuku once again couldn't help but say, "Jackpot," and she couldn't help but fall to the ground, seeing that her life is basically fading. Within saying, "To think I would lose to one of Sparta's spawns. I think I call this poetry. If we fought, given that I fought together with him for that of humans to live, and yet I'm the one that turned against humans instead. I guess I betrayed my comrades' ideals for my own disdain and hatred. I guess this is a fitting end." With it, as she begins about to fully fade away, Izuku catches her, actually. Then, she's seeing this, saying, What are you doing?" Saying, I can tell you really regret what you're doing, what you were doing to humans, were you not?" Within, saying, "Why would I?" Saying, "I could see it all over your face. You regret killing anybody. In that moment where you were almost about to attack Nero, that moment of pure and utter indifference and rage, I could see sorrowfulness as well. You're not a bad demon, aren't you?" Within, saying, "Even so, I've gone against the words of Sparta. I've gone against what our principles were to defend humanity, all because humans didn't have the respect that I showed them to me, to my home." But then, Izuku saying, I used to come to this beach a lot when I was a kid too. It was really beautiful. And yet, now it's a dump. Now it's a trash heap. If you want, I could clean this place up." Within saying, you would? Saying, "It's only natural. However, this place is also important to a lot of support inventors who want to help heroes and make a name for themselves. And I know that most of them are mainly in it for the money, but you saw that girl out there, that pink-haired girl. She may have also been here just to get some scraps and pieces for her support gears that weirdly she calls babies. But I think she's a good person deep down, wanting to help others the same way heroes help civilians. You don't have to forgive the humans that destroyed your home, but at least show kindness to those who want to help you, like myself. So, how does that sound?" But then, hearing that, she's saying, "That Sparta charm never fades even to his descendants, doesn't it?" within saying, I guess it doesn't it? As Izuku closing his eyes with that of a somewhat goofy smile, within saying, I will now serve you as I once served your father. But I may be fading, but my strength and will live on within you. Within, Izuku realized, so, I have to, yes, you must. Within, accepting her fate, with Izuku bringing up that of Korosu, bringing up his katana, as he couldn't help but feel shaking, as he's killed demons before, tons of them. But this death feels wrong. It doesn't feel right. But yet, he has to. He has to move past this. Before then, stabbing that of Oracle right through her chest. Before then, the lights across her begin to fully fade. All that's left is a small orb. An orb wrapped in that of fire, lightning, and ice. Before then, going straight to Izuku and flying into his body, as he couldn't help but think, whoa, I thought I was going to get a new devil arm, but this feels like a devil arm. This feels. But then soon, materializing in that of his left hand, is that of several talismans that soon become that of a spell circle that begin to unleash that of lightning into that of one of the garbage piles. Within realizing, oh yeah, I think I know where this is going. Before unleashing more and more talismans, one with that of fire, unleashing that of a volley of flames onto that of the garbage piles. Within soon creating that of a talismans of ice, shooting that of a flurry of icicles into that of the garbage piles before they soon also go into ice and then shatter into that of flurry of snow. Within, Izuku combined all three talismans into that of one giant spell circle, unleashing that of a pure white light, and then blasting away at that of the garbage in front of them, which even turns the sand in front of him into glass. Within, realizing, oh yeah, this isn't a devil arm, this is a style. I think I'm gonna like this. Within, soon, multiple talismans begin to float around Izuku, and gaining that of a new style, a style that he will dub the Sorcerer style. Oh yeah, Nero's definitely gonna love this. Within, soon, inside of Izuku's inner soul, that of Korosu, the wing-like Tengu demon, meets with that of Vergil, the Onmyoji demon. Within saying, Korosu, Oracle, it's been a while. Yes, it has. With Korosu and Oracle reminiscing of one another. Within, soon, the two female devils can help but say, to thank our fate to be intertwined with Sparta once again, but not with him himself, but with that of his descendants. Yet, our lives may become more interesting as time goes on. Arriving back at the entrance of the beach, within seeing that of Nico's van. However, with Nero basically standing outside, saying, you know, you really do owe me. Saying, what? I did the job, right? Devil taken care of, and not only that, check this out. Within him snapping his fingers, showing that of the talismans wrapped it around that of his finger, within saying, wait, is that? Yep, got a new style. What do you think? Saying, I think you owe me for letting you do this. Now, seriously, that devil would have killed you in half of the second. Saying, yeah, but it didn't. So, I think all things planned out for itself. Saying, yeah, however, one other thing though. Saying, what's that? As then, opening up the door, seeing that of both May and Nico, showing May each and every one of that of the custom-made arms that she made for that of Nero after all. With May gushing at each and every one of them, seeing how they're made, what they tinker with, even that of what to do to mimic her own and possibly even develop something better. With Nico basically seeing this girl as a bit of a challenge and also a kindred spirit as well. With it saying, "Oh boy, Izuku, I could kiss you, you know that, boy? Bringing me somebody that I was thinking about passing my skills to." Within, soon, Izuku saying, "Oh my god." Within, Nero saying, "Yep, I did say that she was basically like Nico. Yeah, the two are basically just, well, carbon copies of one another. Just with one with a more developed body." Within, Nico saying, "You want to say that again, numbnuts? I'm pretty sure I have a more better ass than she does." Within, Nero saying, "You see?" Within, Izuku saying, "Yeah, seems like it." As little did Izuku know, meeting May would become one of the most annoying, but also one of the greatest moments of his life, while also gaining more power for his goal to be a hero. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So, how did you guys like this part? With Izuku faced against his very first boss battle devil after all. Honestly, sorry if it seemed like it was a little short, to be honest. I didn't want this, well, to drag on, to be honest. Not to mention, Izuku normally uses his head instead of just brute forcing everything, to be fair. The only time when he starts the brute force shit is normally when he feels like he's been pushed into a corner. And even with Oracle being a high-powered demon, I don't think that Izuku basically needed to, well, screw caution to the wind and basically go for the head after all. So yeah, at any rate, yeah, and May's first introduction to that of this series as well. Just remember what I told you guys. Izuku will have that of 3 main love interests in this What If, and May is one of them. So yeah, not to mention, let's bring up Izuku's newest style, which I said I call the sorcerer style. Honestly, when I look back at that of Dante and Vergil, I realized that they didn't really have that much styles that revolve around magic, to be honest. Hell, the only magic user is mainly Trish, and she only uses that of lightning magic. So I kind of figured, why not make Izuku use that of magic, to be honest? And that's a good start, to be fair. And like I said, I don't want Izuku to be a carbon copy of both Vergil, Dante, and Nero. I want him to be his own, to have that of his own style, his own way of doing things, similar to all 3 of them, but in a way that seems original to him and him alone. So yeah, at any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, keep to date my videos upload to the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, gaming channel, other channel, side channel, Patreon, and Cash App. All link in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later, guys. Hope you all take care. Shiro Kitsune, do your thing, my girl.
Hi, everyone. This is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!